What is going on, everyone? I am Jamie Shaw. I'm joined by my co-host Scott Spinelli. This is the breakdown.
Well, look, Virginia has been known, to be a team that runs mover blocker, and they've been very successful at it. Now, I will tell you this: over the last several years, and watching Virginia, the thing that is so impressive about Coach Bennett and his staff is the fact that they've been able to make adjustments, along the way. For example, especially in ACC play, everybody's trying to defend, different ways. But the one thing in this mover blocker system, it's all about read and reaction, right? And the Virginia players that are in the program obviously are so well drilled at it, and it's a big part of their identity offensively. Not the only thing that they run, but they're known for it. And again, a mover blocker system, and I like to show this on film. It's pretty easy to kind of pick up here in terms of what it actually means. So in this clip right here, you'll see the three circles that are illuminated. Those would be considered the movers, the three guards, okay, that are moving, again, ball centered here. And wherever the ball goes, usually it's a wing entry. They're going to get into this continuous, what we call backs, fade screen, down screen action, continuous, right? So the three movers in the illuminations now, are going to be moving through. And what they do is, as soon as they hit, okay, on the down screen, usually the first one isn't as much of a scoring threat, but when they do hit them, okay, coming off of this, you'll see the down screen hit to the wing, and now you see a fade on that weak side. So those two bigs in this setting right here, meaning the two blockers, would be Jay Huff on the low block. And you would see in this one, I think Trey Murphy actually is playing high, if that's him, at the 4 in this alignment. Howes is at the 3. And so it's a continuous, fade screen, down screen. But here's where it gets tricky, right? When they dribble the ball up to the center of the floor, there's screening action on both sides, right? Now the blockers are looking, for, where the ball is, right? And in this set right here, it really puts a lot of pressure on the defense because there really isn't a lot of weak side help here. And you'll see in a second what I'm talking about here as he comes off of this, okay? The normal progression, and I'll try to rewind this here, is for the Carolina guy here to be kind of jumping or moving in the direction of the ball, okay? And what happens is Hauser gets a fade screen here, and the Carolina defender, again, maybe fundamentally was correct in jumping to the ball, but he's got to push over this fade and stay connected. And these are the rhythm shots that Virginia will make you pay. Here's another example, okay, of them centering the ball. Again, when that ball's in the middle of the floor, it really makes it hard and puts a lot of pressure on the defense as they're coming off of this. Now, you can see the Miami defender who's lost contact, with Hauser. You also see the Miami defender who's guarding the blocker, meaning Jay Huff. He's not giving the Miami guard a choice to get through this screen. And so both guys are actually wrong. And in this case here, Hauser comes off, again, inside foot rhythm 3, and that's mover blocker, at its best. Here's another example, okay? And you can see this time the Louisville defender is not connected down low. And what he does here, he declares his path early. When you declare that path early and you come over the top of that, that's an easy plant your foot fade action. And in this one, Wall Intensi, wide open shots. These are the kind of shots, again, that Franklin, Staten, I'm sure Beekman this year, they're going to make in this system, okay? So, again, they're going to fit that style. And, again, here it is again, mover blocker. This time you have Pittsburgh here. The guard does a pretty good job at getting over. And here's what I was telling you, going back to that story when I first started scouting Virginia, and I was kind of just taken back and so excited about watching a team like this because, I had never seen a team use the fundamentals that you've been taught as a player against you. And in this case, Pittsburgh's player guarding, Kie at the top does what he's been told to do. He's jumping to the ball. We call that jump and swipe. But what happens is there was a time against Virginia early in the league that you could actually do that. But again, to Coach Bennett, his staff's credit, they implemented now a counter to it. So when you come off, and in this case, again, the Pitt defender guarding the blocker is in the wrong spot, but still, the guy jumps and swipes, and now, who's going to get through this fade on the weak side? That's a read and react play based on how Pittsburgh guarded it. And Pittsburgh was not necessarily wrong fundamentally in what they were doing. And again, another rhythm three out of mover blocker. And this is, again, why Virginia is so efficient in what they're doing. In this next clip, you'll see Virginia, this time in a situation where the Carolina defender, this is kind of the throwback with the rescreen action. He's coming off the down screen. This is Statman. And you'll see the Carolina defender guarding the ball, again, jumping, swiping, and trying to help in that situation. But what happens this time is that the Virginia guy, again, fades him, and now he can't get there. So instead, the Carolina defender switches. Now he's got, I believe that's Kessler on him, and now he just goes one-on-one with a matchup problem. And that, again, is how Virginia, over the last several years, has countered the way teams have played them in that mover blocker. And again, it's only one way, Jamie, that's an identity that they have on offense. They have a lot of other things. But again, if you play Virginia, you better be ready for mover blocker. And it's not an easy offense to defend, especially because they're so well drilled and the personnel fits within their system. And it's all about rhythm shots. So yes, you got to give credit to Virginia to be able to run an offense like this many years and be this efficient with it.